It's my pride, pleasure, and privilege to welcome you to Secret of Public Speaking. My name is Joseph Jacob. Today, we are starting a series on introduction where we are going to focus on the use of question as an introduction for our speech. In our introductory part, that is our last video, we emphasized the importance of introduction. And we said that any good introduction should have two important elements. It should be able to capture the interest of the audience. And secondly, it should be able to sustain that interest. In order to capture the interest of an audience, one of the ways to do that is to use questions. So in today's video, we are going to focus on how to use questions in the introduction of our speech. Why is it good to use questions as introduction? When you ask the audience questions, you are helping the audience to think. As you ask those questions, they will be thinking what the answers should be. By so doing, you are keeping them busy and at the same time making sure that their interest will be focused on your speech. We are going to look at 5 different topics and also see how we can use questions to introduce each of them. The 5 topics are: Now that we have seen the 5 topics, let's start one after the other and see how we can use questions. Try to notice how the speakers try to ask thought-provoking questions. That is one. And secondly, try to notice how they give the audience the impression that what they are about to discuss affects them.
Does it pay to be honest? Do you envy dishonest people when they get ahead of you through dubious means? Will you prefer an honest or a dishonest friend? Does the society today promote honesty or dishonesty? At least one of these questions have once crossed your mind.
Is democracy the best form of government? Will the world be a better place if every country practices democracy? What are the advantages and disadvantages, if any, of democracy? We are going to find answers to these questions in this speech.
Reforming prisoners or punishing them? Which should be the major aim of sending convicted criminals to jail? What makes ex-convicts hardened criminals? Is it reformation or punishment? Let's critically examine reformation and punishment of inmates with the aim of determining the better option.
Do you know that you solve mathematical problems every day, often with ease? If so, why are students, in fact, most people scared of mathematics? How can learning mathematics be made interesting? Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to answer these questions in 10 minutes.
Do you want a world free of HIV and AIDS? Will you play your part in achieving this noble course? What actually is your role in making the world free from HIV and AIDS?
From these videos we've watched, I hope you can see how the speakers asked thought-provoking questions and used questions that will keep the audience involved, or questions that will help the audience realize that they too are involved in the discussion. When your audience realize that your speech is important to them, or that they will benefit from your speech, or that what you are discussing affects them, you have succeeded in holding their attention. In our next video, we will consider another type of introduction, which is storytelling. We'll see how we can use these 5 topics we are considering to tell stories that will captivate the interest of the audience when introducing our speech. Until then, I wish you a very successful day. Bye-bye.